Hello and many thanks for joining us on Nationwide. I am Dennis Adegunloye. Let's begin in South America, where Nigeria and Brazil are making new commitments towards fast-tracking the processes of actualizing the gains of the bilateral relations between the two countries. President Bola Tinubu and his Brazilian counterparts, Luiz Lula da Silva, expressed enthusiasm for timely and fruitful relations between Nigeria and Brazil at their meeting in Rio de Janeiro. State House correspondent Musbah Damrahab reports that the meeting was ahead of the 2025 BRICS summit of heads of state and governments holding in Brazil.
Presidents Bola Tinubu and Luiz Lula da Silva of Brazil. Again, a bilateral relations meeting, fast transforming into friendship intimacy. One apparently born out of a shared interest to get results for their peoples. Under President Tinubu and his Brazilian counterparts, the two countries have set in motion new areas of collaboration, particularly in livestock and agriculture. Here, another meeting to assess the progress and fast-track the process.
The two presidents met and you could see the passion in them, you could see the intensity of that intention to collaborate and partner with both countries.
With series of meetings held between the two nations already, both parties have agreed on knowledge sharing to facilitate the much expected benefits of the relations.
Research and development in areas of aviation, areas of agriculture, areas of livestock, mining, and trade and industry that would have joint benefits, mutual benefits for both countries.
Today, Brazil has been declared foot and mouth disease free, and that is a record. So we are already talking with Embrapa and the Minister of Agriculture to get lessons, to learn lessons from that practice, improve the productivity of our animals in the not-distant future. We are also going to look at the issue of poultry, because they are also very advanced in poultry genetics. We are also going to leverage on that.
Representatives of subnationals in Nigeria are also hoping to tap into the bilateral relations for their respective states.
Lagos in particular, how do we ensure that aviation, becomes something that is signed on very, very quickly? And so it was re-emphasized again that we should immediately have, an air movement, both from the Nigerian side and so from the Brazil side. So you probably will see a Sao Paulo to Lagos, flight taking off very soon. I was truly very excited about that.
If you do agriculture at a very commercial large scale, again, it comes to play that security in between is also taken care of. So the spaces are no longer just left loose, but are fully occupied and then for commercial basis.
They've seen opportunity for a lot of exchanges where it's going to be both import and export of goods and services, and also from both parties. They both resolved that they must pursue their conclusions very aggressively by removing any bureaucracy or red tape. Our president committed to that. They both resolved that by the time the president is coming here next on a state visit, and between now and that time, they must begin to work out how to ensure that obvious and deliberate steps are seen in actualizing all the discussion that we had today.
The Nigerian president, who was a special guest of his Brazilian counterpart for the G20 summit last November, was again invited as a partner country by the host presidents for the 2025 BRICS summit of heads of states and governments. In Rio de Janeiro, Musbah Damrahab, NTA News.
And President Bola Tinubu is calling for a fair and inclusive approach to the global shift towards clean energy. In a message at the 17th Economic Cooperation Organization Eco Summit held in Azerbaijan, President Tinubu stressed that developing nations must not be left behind in the race for climate change solutions.
The Economic Cooperation Organization Summit held in Azerbaijan, President Tinubu, in a speech delivered by Nigeria's Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, warned that climate change is already affecting millions through extreme drought, floods, and food shortages. He said the solution must be a just energy transition, one that considers the needs of developing nations like Nigeria. Nigeria, he said, is rich in both fossil fuels and renewable energy, and it is already taking steps to tackle climate change through its national development plans. A new roadmap from 2026 to 2030 will align with the Global Sustainable Development Goals.
Your Excellencies, true sustainability is impossible without interconnected economies. The challenges of climate change demand global resilience through stronger infrastructure, smarter energy systems, and integration of trade corridors. This is why Nigeria is supporting a reinforced Eco-Africa trade corridor. Let us harmonize tariffs, simplify custom procedures, and develop multimodal logistic platforms that can efficiently link Africa with the rest of the world.
President Tinubu also called on ECO members to invest in climate-friendly industries, support grassroots businesses, and ensure that no group is left behind, especially farmers, fishermen, and young entrepreneurs. President Tinubu emphasized the need for unity, fairness, and action, stating that Nigeria stands ready to lead by example in the fight against climate change and in building a more resilient future.
The Nigeria Immigration Service has launched an amnesty initiative for foreigners with expired visas or immigration violations, offering them the chance to regularize their status without penalties. A statement from the Service Public Relations Officer, Akinshola Akinlabi, indicates that the initiative, introduced in collaboration with the Ministry of Interior, took effect on 1st of May 2025 and runs until 30th of September 2025. The statement explains that the amnesty applies to three key categories: foreign nationals with expired visa on arrival, holders of expired single or multiple entry visas, and individuals with expired SIRPAC whose renewal is overdue by more than 30 days. The service advises affected individuals to visit amnesty.immigration.gov.ng to regularize their stay within the grace period and to avoid overstay penalties. The United States and Nigeria, through a partnership between the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, has hosted the first regional public health emergency management training in Abuja. A statement by the U.S. mission in Abuja says 17 emergency operations staff from across West Africa completed the intensive two-week program, enhancing the skills of public health officers in preparedness for outbreaks and responses, where participants learn to effectively manage incident systems critical to coordinating actions during epidemics and pandemics. At the graduation ceremony, U.S. CDC's acting Global Health Protection Director, Asmao Aminu Al-Haji, commended the trainees owing to their commitment to safeguarding public health both in their home countries and across the region. She stressed the need for cross-border collaboration to combat health threats. Rural communities are the bedrock upon which lasting national development is built, and as such, rural populations must be empowered to adapt and thrive in the face of growing challenges of climate change, economic uncertainty, and communal conflicts. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu highlighted this in her message marking this year's World Rural Development Day, saying the theme of the celebration, rural development, resilience to global change, speaks to the heart of the challenges faced by nations of the world and calls on Nigerians to work together to ensure that no community is left behind in the ongoing efforts to build a stronger and more resilient Nigeria. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have intercepted cocaine consignments concealed in packs of lipstick going to the United Kingdom and Saudi Arabia. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim reports that a drug kingpin, Warri Kinsman, and a family of 4 were arrested over alleged drug offences.
A total of 420 grams of cocaine concealed in 84 pieces of female lipsticks bound for UK were seized, while 280 grams of the same class of drug were uncovered in a property title document, certificate of occupancy, being sent to Saudi Arabia. A notorious drug kingpin, popularly known as Warri Kinsman, was arrested in Abuja, Lagos, after NDLEA operatives dismantled his drug trafficking network in a 3-day operation, leading to the arrest of 3 other suspects. Similarly, a businessman, his wife, their 2 daughters, and their family friend were taken into custody, along with 277.5 kilograms of skunk, after investigations revealed they ran a major illicit drug distribution network in Lagos. Further investigation led to the recovery of 231 kilograms of the same substance from their home. NDLEA operatives at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport intercepted a frequent flyer with 7,660 pills of tramadol, 225 milligrams and 200 milligrams hidden in food items bound for Italy. Additionally, a total of 52 pieces of suspected counterfeit travelers' checks worth 17,700 Australian dollars bound for Malaysia were intercepted by NDLEA operatives at the export shed of the Lagos airport. A freight agent was arrested and will be transferred to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) for further investigation. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Let's now cross over to the Centre of Excellence. Ingano John Adams will guide us through the next set of reports. Hello, Ingano. Over to you.
News.
Let's now cross over to the Centre of Excellence. Ingano.
Thank you, Dennis, and welcome to Lagos. Minister of Works David Umahi was at the Lagos-Calabar Highway and other ongoing road and bridge rehabilitation work in Lagos for an on-the-spot assessment of work done so far by the present administration. Lanre Beleyi was with the minister and filed in this report.
At Ido Bridge, rehabilitation was recommended and work has already begun, while the third mainland bridge underwater structures are undergoing evaluation. The pie caps and beams of the Carter Bridge also have defects and require urgent attention. Experts recommend that instead of rehabilitating Carter Bridge, which has exceeded the normal 50 years lifespan of a bridge, a new one should be constructed.
The reconstruction of a new bridge is almost the same price and is almost the same construction time. But if you build a new bridge, you have the possibility to increase the design life of the bridge again to 100 years.
Beja is saying, look, we have funding if it is brand new bridge, that, there will be international funding. We are interested in international funding, but Mr. President has to decide.
At the Lagos-Calabar Highway, the minister spoke about the drive to tackle ocean surge, where the highway passes through, and also looked at new developments on the road.
And right behind me, you can see the minister engaging in a closed-door meeting with the contractors, briefing him on the level of work done so far.
Surrounding people within the corridor must benefit from the coastal highway, but they must not cause, traffic jam to the coastal highway. So what we have done is to prepare, our construction for the service lanes to benefit from it.
David Umahi also stated categorically that the present administration welcomes public-private partnership (PPP), but must be based on lawful arrangements, expertise, and capabilities of the private enterprise. In Lagos, Lanre Beleyi, NTA News.
Talking health now, the Nigerian Medical Association NMA Lagos State Branch has expressed its decision to support the national NMA's 21-day ultimatum issued to the federal government on the proposed medical salary structure for doctors. President of the Association Lagos State Chapter, Dr. Sahib Babajide Kehinde, made this known at a media briefing. President of the Nigerian Medical Association, NMA Lagos State Branch, says Nigeria currently suffers critical shortage of doctors with a doctor-to-patient ratio of approximately 1 to 5,000, which is far below the World Health Organization's recommendation. To address this challenge, the NMA is calling on authorities concerned to consider relativity in the new medical salary structure.
Salary relativity exists to reflect the difference in training duration, clinical responsibility, risk exposure, and leadership role unique to the medical profession.
The president described the 21-day ultimatum given to the federal government as a call for dialogue, not confrontation.
We also affirm our unwavering support for all the demand articulated by the national body.
The association also appealed to the Lagos State government not to adopt the proposed salary structure, but wait for resolutions that are endorsed by NMA to be made. And those are the reports from Lagos. Nationwide will continue in Benin after this break.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to champion the fight against a disease like tuberculosis. My reason stems from a deep personal experience. I once had a friend who unfortunately fell ill and concealed the nature of his sickness until it was too late. Eventually, after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their social economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, 1 person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, 1 person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary health care center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of TB cannot infect others. I call on all stakeholders, especially the private sector, to join us in the fight to end TB in Nigeria. Together, we can make a difference. Remember, TB anywhere is TB everywhere. End TB by 2030. Yes.
Welcome to Benin. 400 vulnerable persons in Delta State have benefited from the Renewed Hope Initiative Food Outreach Scheme of the wife of the President, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. Becky Greatman-Chukwu reports that the wife of the Delta State Governor, Tobore Oborevori, distributed the food items on behalf of the President's wife at the Government House in Asaba.
The distribution of food items under the Social Investment Program has brought hope to many. The governor's wife described the initiative as commendable and urged beneficiaries to use the items wisely. She thanked the president's wife for helping the downtrodden in Delta State.
On behalf of Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I have the honor of distributing these food items to a larger group. The items to be given are 3,995 packs of semolina and 2,495 cartons of pasta. We can testify that the Renewed Hope initiative is daily giving hope to the Nigerians.
The physically challenged were among the first to receive food items, which included 5 cartons of pasta and 7 small bags of semolina per person.
So guys, I present spaghetti and semolina to these vulnerable people. As they consume it, it shall nourish their body.
Other beneficiaries expressed gratitude, saying they received not just food, but also hope and reassurance.
When I come here, I'm very happy to receive all these many items.
I feel so much excited, and it's not easy. And this is a hard time for someone to bring out such an amount of money just to remember the needy.
As he give disability food, now so God will continue to bless him.
They all went home with their food packs with a renewed hope. In Asaba, Becky, Greatman Chukuka, NTA News.
And 1 week after NTA beamed searchlight on the abandoned federal housing estate at Odunwege community in Benin, bush clearing has commenced at the estate. Jude Abugu is standing by with the latest development on the abandoned low-cost housing estate.
We are here once again at the federal government housing estate located at Odunwege community along Benin-Auchi Expressway, which have remained abandoned since 2022 when the houses were inaugurated by the federal government. Despite being equipped with all the basic amenities and also being strategically located near accessible road that leads straight to Benin urban city. So as we stepped into the estate to know the situation after our correspondent brought this report concerning the abandonment of this wonderful project by the federal government. We discovered that the overgrown weeds and grasses are now being cleared by laborers. But yet there is no sign of anybody occupying any of the 68 units of the housing units that we have here.
This has passed almost 80 years now, and people are crying about where to live, resident, and the ones that are living very expensive. Do you imagine that a 3-bedroom flat now is going to almost 500,000 to 600,000, which is improper, and all these ones are here wasting.
It will be there valued. I don't know. They say the people that are going to commission, they are going to stay there. They have to have an approval from Abuja.
Hoodlums, criminals, that they hide for their good, they rob for night. When they don't settle down for the day, they'll carry out their activities. So now federal housing estate too. Why they not given to people mean they stay?
With the condition of this particular estate in Edo State, which none of the allottees has been able to move into the apartment, it appears that if urgent steps are not taken, people are afraid that this estate will start deteriorating and may become one of those abandoned projects in the country. Jude Abugu, NTA News.
And that's the latest for now from Benin. It's back to Dennis in Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide.
Behi. Now, the Bauchi state government has provided 200 million naira support for victims of the recent windstorm destruction in Das local government's area of the state. Governor Bala Mohammed announced this during his assessment visit to the affected communities. Awal Abdullahi reports.
Accompanied by the Deputy Governor Awal Jatau, Governor Bala Mohammed inspected the affected residents, farmlands and public buildings. The governor expressed worry over the incidents and stressed the need for people to imbibe the tree planting culture.
We extend our deepest condolences and sympathy to the people that are affected around the area where this situation happened. Certainly it is a big test to us, but some of those things are man-made. The place is so open, we need to plant a shelter belt in front of that place. And the local government and the Ministry of Environment should do it immediately.
Emir of Das Bilyamin Usman and the Das local government chairman Abubakar Mohammed Jibo appreciated the gesture as a timely response. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
In the meantime, the Katsina state government has allocated 4 billion naira in the 2025 budget to support women-focused economic programs to empower women across the state. Governor Dikko Umaru stated this at the Northwest Scale-Up Summit of the Nigeria for Women project held in Katsina. Awal Liru reports.
The summit brought together stakeholders from the region, including commissioners for women affairs, traditional leaders, and representatives of development partners. Governor Ratna emphasized that the Nigeria for Women project was a transformative grassroots movement built on dignity, inclusion, and resilience. He revealed that over 800,000 women in Katsina are expected to benefit from the expanded implementation of the project, which will provide access to microcredit, entrepreneurship training, and computer-based cooperatives.
And that will be a very high-level poverty reduction investment. In Katsina, we have witnessed directly the power of collective action.
That is why for me today's summit is not only about advancing the Nigerian for Women project scale up, it is also about institutionalizing a future where women are economically empowered.
The World Bank representative highlighted the broader economic potential of women's inclusion.
2.5 years of implementing Nigeria for Women. 460,000 women across 6 states, 18 local governments were able to improve their livelihoods.
The summit concluded with renewed pledges from participating states and development partners to collaborate and commit to concrete action that will expand opportunities for women. In Katsina, Awal Halaru, NTA News.
And staying in Katsina State, Governor Dikko Umaru has reiterated the need for the governments at all levels to face the task of creating a better environment for businesses to thrive. The governor was speaking at the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council Stakeholders Engagement and Capacity Building held in Katsina. Suleiman Kudogi reports.
The economic drive of the present administration is a reflection of the collective effort of all stakeholders dedicated to the growth and development of micro, small, and medium enterprises. The town hall meeting aims at providing a more responsive, transparent, and resilient business-friendly public sector that truly serves as an enabler to growth and development. To this end, stakeholders are of the view that investing in infrastructure are not just enhancing accessibility, but also fostering climate of trust and reliability.
What we really needed in Nigeria is a new system, a new ways of life. We needed to change from what we've been doing before.
We have lots of products in Katsina State, but we don't have the market. The government should assist the farmers, the businessmen and women in getting good market for this product with premium price.
Not only a capacity building session, it is a platform for shared learning, collaborations, and accountability.
Our commitment goes beyond issuing executive orders and the regulations. Committees have been set up of senior technical officers have been constituted, while a public administration reform office has been established and a special advisor with deep experience appointed to drive reforms across government ministries, departments, and agencies.
The meeting was organized by the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council in collaboration with the Katsina State Investment Promotion Agency, among other partners. Suleiman Kudogi, NTA News.
Let's go to Nasarawa State now, where in continuation of his administration's efforts and commitments to delivering projects that have a direct impact on the people of the states, Governor Abdullahi Sule has performed the groundbreaking of the 900-meter Kefi flyover. Aliu Tijani has details.
Performing the groundbreaking, Governor Abdullahi Sule said the project is in line with the commitment of his administration to ensure all-inclusive development across the state.
The benefit of derivable from this project is not only to the benefit of the good people of Nasarawa State, but the country at large.
In their goodwill messages, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, Senator Ahmed Aliu Wadada, and the Emir of Kefi, Shehu Chindoya Musa III, among others, paid glowing tribute to the leadership qualities of Governor Abdullahi Sule, while urging the people of the area to support the execution and completion of the project.
I had calls as your able and effective representative to stand in the chambers of the Senate to call on the attention of the government for the need to do what Engineer A.A. Sule has gathered us here today to do.
May Allah make it possible for us to stand up, not just today, to support this government, to continue with its efforts at developing the state.
From Kefi, Aliu Tijani, NTA News.
All right, stay with us on Nationwide. We'll be joining Sadir in our Sokoto Network Center after this commercial break.
Have you heard the news? The federal government of Nigeria, through its direct benefit transfer program, has started the disbursement of 75,000 naira per household in 3 installments of 25,000, 25,000.
I am pleased to announce encouraging news from the National Bureau of Statistics, which released the Consumer Price Index, the CPI, for April 2025 only yesterday. According to the report, the headline inflation rate for April stood at 23.71%, This represents a decrease of 0.52% from the 24.23% recorded in March 2025. Similarly, month-on-month inflation dropped by a notable 2.04% from 3.90% in March to 1.86% in April. This, of course, did not just happen by chance. The president is focused and is determined, and his determination and his interventions are clearly paying off. The benefits of reform, though gradual, are real and measurable.
Us in Sokoto. The House of Representatives Committee on Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA, is advocating adequate funding for the agency to function effectively in maintenance of highways towards ensuring accident-free roads in the country. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa reports that this was during the committee's oversight visit to the Northwest Zone.
The core responsibility of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA, is to effectively monitor and administer the maintenance of all federal roads in Nigeria, ensuring they are in good and safe condition. In meeting the above mandate and as part of its oversight function, the House of Representatives Committee on FEMA was in the Northwest Zone to ascertain the level of performance by the agency under the 2024 appropriation. The Deputy Chairman of the committee, Sadiq Ango Abdullahi, called on the federal government to provide adequate funding for FEMA so as to discharge its responsibility in line with the provision of the law. He commended the agency for executing projects which have direct bearing on the lives of the people.
We are also making emphasis to its staff, especially the zonal heads and the FRMs, to always reflect the true state of the conditions of their operations, so that government would be able to come in and do the needful in terms of funding.
The Zonal Director, Northwest 2, Solomon Kwaji, noted that despite security challenges in some parts of the zone, FEMA has been executing many projects within the limited available resources, revealed that some of the projects were carried out through contracts, direct labor, and constituency projects. The agency has carried out various projects in the states in the Northwest Corridor.
We are doing our best within the available resources, but if we can get more resources, we'll be able to do much more, and Nigerians will be able to appreciate our work much more.
The House Committee has earlier interfaced with the Federal Roads Maintenance Engineers and Zonal Directors, where the committee commended them for doing a good job and urged them to maintain the tempo. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nawaba, NTA News.
As part of efforts to enhance its operational capabilities by motivating its personnel, the Nigerian Air Force is parleying with its ex-servicemen, giving them a sense of belonging and tapping from them towards successful operations in different theaters across the country. Bashir Ibrahim Napaba reports that the nationwide exercise is under the auspices of Chief of Air Staff Hassan Bala Abubakar.
Nigerian Air Force was established in 1964 to defend Nigeria's sovereignty and territorial integrity from aerial threats. Since then, it has been playing a critical role in maintaining security, promoting regional stability, and supporting humanitarian efforts. The Commander 119 Composite Group Nigerian Air Force Sokoto, while flagging off the program, maintains that the initiative was introduced by the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, to tap from the experience of the retired personnel to contribute their quota to the development of the Nigerian Air Force. He maintains that the veterans are versatile and people with a lot of experience and spirit of patriotism that can positively influence the current and new generations of air personnel towards serving their fatherland.
The service still consider them and consider their opinion. And other welfare packages, they also comes with this program.
A retired Wing Commander Adamullah Bojega, who spoke on behalf of the retired air personnel, appreciated the Chief of the Air Staff for his concern to ex-servicemen, describing the gesture as first of its kind by the Nigerian Air Force.
Every personnel you see in the Air Force has a trait, and every personnel you see in the Air Force is a professional who is always ready to contribute.
Two papers were presented titled Health Talk and Veterans Leadership and Personal Development. The event features presentation of awards and souvenirs to the veterans and deserving personnel. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, NTA News.
And those are the news updates from here. It's now over to Dennis in Abuja.
Sadia. We'll stay with security-related matters. The Nigerian Air Force has organized a parley for veterans with the theme Probing the Past, Powering the Present, and Prospects for a Peaceful and Secure Environment. Charles Abba reports.
Veterans of the Nigerian Air Force are trooping into the arena one after the other in response to the invitation by the Chief of the Air Staff for a discussion and to maintain touch with one another. The meeting is not just for parley, but for the cast to be abreast of their well-being, welfare, and to tap from their wealth of experiences in tackling the present security challenges and emerging ones.
When we come together like this, we have opportunity to also contribute some ideas to what can be done to solve current problems.
Today's meeting is particularly important because it's happening at a time we are facing a lot of security challenges here in Benue State.
Air Officer Commanding Tactical Air Command, Nigerian Air Force Makudi, Air Vice Marshal Patrick Obeya, captures the essence of the engagement.
It's indeed a forum for hearing whatever challenges they are going through and also coming up with solutions to these issues.
Health tips are being delivered to the senior citizens on common ailments like hypertension, diabetes, and prostate cancer, as well as lectures on challenges of retirement. Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, represented, who discloses that air power is being deployed to quash various aggressions, assures the retirees of continuous improvement of their welfare.
Our veterans, even if they are retired, they are not tired, they are part of the NAV bigger umbrella. At any time, we always look out for the welfare of our veterans. That's cardinal to this administration.
The Pali is being held simultaneously in all NAF bases in Nigeria. Charles Abba, NTA News.
And with its unwavering commitment and support to veterans and retired officers, the Mobility Command of the Nigerian Air Force, Yanagoa, has engaged veterans in an interactive session on ways of managing old age. Fred Wayfie reports that the session focused more on health tips and dangers of Ponzi schemes.
The one-day interactive section featured a lecture on managing the challenges of arthritis in old age and preventing victims from falling prey to Ponzi schemes. The session also presented a strategic plan designed to help veterans avoid these pitfalls.
This arthritis of 18 is affecting a lot of us, but now we have seen the dangers and how to prevent it.
We pray that all of us should stay longer and get more unity among the Air Force group.
Air Officer Commanding Mobility Command Yenagua, Air Vice Marshal Sunday Aneke represented
health issues that are common at old age, one of which is arthritis, and then how it can be prevented, how it can be managed. Then the next thing is, okay, with the economic challenges bedeviling the country, you have a lot of Ponzi schemes coming here and there, and you need information to be able to navigate it. So what we did today was to expose them to some of these Ponzi schemes and how best to identify them and circumvent it.
Resource officers from the command encourage retirees to regularly engage in physical exercise and conduct personal research to stay informed and be protected against Ponzi schemes. Fred Wayfie, NTA News.
Elsewhere, one brigade of the Nigerian Army in Gusau, Zamfara State, has demonstrated the Army's commitment to ensuring the well-being of the people by conducting a free medical outreach in Rawaya community. Haleruma Mohammed reports.
The free medical outreach, which is part of activities marking the 2025 Nigerian Army Day celebration, is aimed at improving the well-being of the people. These are hundreds of residents receiving free consultations, medications, eye screening, blood pressure checks and other essential health services at Government Day Secondary School in Rawaya community of Zamfara State. The outreach is part of the Army's civil-military cooperation initiative aimed at fostering a stronger relationship between the military and civilian population.
Let them know that we are working for them, and the nature of this, our job, is such that it's all inclusive. So the military will do its part, the civilian populace will do their part, and together we'll be able to have a harmonious and conducive atmosphere for socio-economic development.
The event also featured the distribution of educational materials to students of the school. The district head of Rawaya, Abubakar Rashi, and several beneficiaries expressed gratitude for the gesture, describing it as timely and impactful.
What the Army is showing now is a display of good neighborhood. And we are opposed to them, and this is what they brought for us this morning, and we're happy.
The Nigerian Army is marking 162 years of service to the nation with various activities planned across the country. In Gusau, Halliru Muhammad, NTA News.
Prioritizing the well-being of members of the Defence and Police Officers' Wives Association, DPOA, is gaining serious attention to promote self-care and health consciousness within the military community. Defence correspondent Ismail Musa reports that the association is walking the talk through its monthly fitness exercise to enhance the wellness of women who hold the home front. President of DPOA, Ogogo Musa, while encouraging the women to prioritise their health, commended the strength, resilience and quiet sacrifices of military wives, emphasising personal well-being as a necessity, not a luxury.
Well, we must first be well ourselves. Health is not just the absence of illness. It is a complete state of physical, emotional, and mental well-being. When a woman is healthy, a nation is stronger. It is a movement, a call to action, a declaration that we will no longer neglect ourselves in the name of sacrifice.
Choices. Speakers stress the need for 8 hours sleep, eating right, and engaging in physical, emotional, and mental wellness.
Status, and then go on medication if you are positive. And if you are not positive, you continue being negative.
With over 400 women in attendance, talks centered on nutrition, empowerment, regular medical checks, and financial stability. Let's go get some sports stories with Oche Ngbede on Sports Updates.
Super Falcons head coach Justin Madugu has assured Nigerians that the team is fully committed to meeting the expectations of the passionate supporters as they prepare for their opening encounter of the Women's African Cup of Nations WAFCON in Morocco against Tunisia Sunday. Speaking ahead of the encounter, Coach Madugu expressed his appreciation for the support from the fans across the country, adding that both the players and technical crew are determined to justify that trust. 6 matches were decided Saturday as the All-Stars Invitational Football Tournament enters match day 4 in Abuja. All-Stars University of Abuja Teaching Hospital in their opening campaign lost 1-0 to Like Minds All-Stars Kuje, with Z. Michaels also losing 1-0 to Karu All-Stars. In other result, Po Fitness played a 1-1 draw with New Karu.
We're glad we actually took our first win today. We ought to have done this in our last match, but unfortunately, we didn't take our chances.
It's a blow to us that we lost our first game, which is a foundation in any competition. Playing the first game and losing it.
You know, the All-Stars competition in Abuja is going well because we see a lot of discipline, and then the officiating, they are trying. And then if each zone in Nigeria, they will keep this momentum, it's going to be good for the All-Stars.
The federal government has expressed its commitment to honoring Nigerian sports legends by immortalizing them for their outstanding contributions to national development and global recognition. Chairman, National Sport Commission Shehu Diko made this known during a media interaction in Abuja, noting that Nigerian sports icons have played a crucial role in uniting the country and projecting its image positively on the international stage.
We need to find a way to see how we can immortalize his name one way or the other, and because he's really a role model for the young upcoming goalkeepers.
And finally, to tennis, as 7-time Wimbledon champion Novak Djokovic made his way to a rare century at a grass-court Grand Slam on Saturday when he outclassed Serbian competitor Miami Kamanovic 6-3, 6-love, 6-4 to reach the 4th round in his quest for a record 25th major. Meanwhile, Poland's Iga Świątek moved into the 4th round at Wimbledon after a 6-2, 6-3 victory over Danielle Collins. With Sports Update, Oche Ngbede, NTA News.
And Sports Updates concludes Nationwide this Sunday. We'll leave you with these clips of the grand finale of the Nigerian Army Day celebration in Kaduna, marking 162 years of the Nigerian Army, with a resounding call to put the soldier first in shaping a new culture of transformation.
Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, for his strategic guidance and unwavering support.
And the storytelling integrity of our great country, Nigeria. The Nigerian Army Women Command was established on 23 January 2018 to play a critical role of our present and the promise of our future.
to dawn, 24 hours a day. NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide the company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment.